They say a man will change when he finds the one, but is that really true? Hi, my name is Precious, and one of my bachelor's of sciences is in psychology. Let's talk more about this. Here's a breakdown as to why change isn't really about you, but rather about them. Society and media often push this narrative that love can transform people, which push this expectation, especially in women, that if they're special or valuable enough, that their love can change the man that they're with. This is rooted in attachment theory, where people seek out emotionally close relationships that fulfill their need and desire for security, affection, and love. The truth is, women are and have been socialized to attribute their self-worth to their relational success. The desire to be the one who prompts change, especially in relationships with an individual, is an external way to validate your self-worth, which makes it harder to realize and recognize that change is actually an internal self-driven process. It has nothing to do with you. In the brain, lasting behavioral change is tied to our dopaminergic reward system. This is a network that includes brain regions like the ventral tegmental area and the nucleus accumbens. These areas in your brain release dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter often associated with pleasure and motivation. But crucially, dopamine plays a key role in reinforcing your behavior and creating new habits. Here's the key. Dopamine-driven behavioral change is actually much more effective when the change is intrinsic, which means it's coming from within, rather than extrinsic, which is dependent on someone else, or in this case, a romantic partner. When someone chooses to change based on their personal goals, their genuine need for self-improvement, the brain reinforces these behaviors more strongly. This is actually because internally motivated goals are actually in alignment with self-determination and agency, which are powerful drivers of sustainable change. Research also shows that changes motivated by someone else, so let's say a partner's expectations of you, don't actually activate the same intrinsic pathways. Instead, these actually trigger temporary behavior modifications that fades once the external pressure has faded. This is why someone can make an attempt to try to change for a relationship, but the old habits start to slowly and surely come back unless they choose to make the personal decision that they don't want to make those same habits again. Another crucial area in the brain that is related to behavioral change is your prefrontal cortex, specifically your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, and also your ventral medial prefrontal cortex. These brain regions are involved in self-regulation, long-term planning, and executive function. Mind you, these are all important when trying to make conscious decisions and trying to or attempting to resist impulses. Lasting and effective change requires someone to activate these self-regulation networks and consciously make their goals. And it also requires for them to evaluate their efforts and their actions on a consistent basis. Okay, to summarize all of this, while the external influence of a relationship may initially spark your desire to change, real change happens when your brain's reward system and self-regulation systems are in alignment with your internal motivation. This is why someone can promise to change for the one, but unless they make the conscious decision that this is what they want, the change will not be lasting. I hope that helps. Follow me for more.